Looks like the Red Sox wanted to shake up their opening day roster a little bit. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and happy home opener for those of you that celebrate. It's pretty early in the morning here, and I'm still debating whether or not to just buy a ticket and go to the Red Sox home opener, mostly because of that 2004 ceremony before the game, but that's besides the point. We'll see if I end up going. Either way, the point of this video is that before opening day kicks off for the Boston Red Sox, they decided to make a roster move that would send somebody down to AAA and bring up one of the system's hottest hitters right now to see what he can do at the major league level. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to break this down. We're going to talk about the move itself, who got sent down, why they were sent down, who got brought up, why they were brought up, and ultimately what impact this is going to have on the Boston Red Sox. But before we get into that, if you're new here, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button. We talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. It just helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Don't forget, if you are new here and you don't know yet, this channel, these episodes are also available on Spotify in podcast form. So if you want to listen to the Red Sox on the go, or it's easier for you, or maybe you just don't like looking at my face, it is now available on Spotify. The link is in the description down below. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, let's break down who was sent down in order to make room for one of the hottest hitters in the Red Sox farm system right now, and that was Bobby Dalbec. Before any other move was made, it was announced yesterday that Bobby Dalbec was once again being optioned down to AAA, and there's honestly no better way to say this than Bobby Dalbec just flat out sucked at the major league level to begin this season. He only had 9 plate appearances, but in those 9 plate appearances, he struck out a grand total of 6 different times, which has led to a 66.67% strikeout rate. That is not very good to start the year. He didn't have a hit. He didn't have a walk. He actually didn't even reach base at any point in those 9 ABs. And at this point, you got to feel for Bobby Dalbec a little bit, right? At this point, he has to be counting down the days till he is DFA'd and released and can try again on another team, because it feels like there's still something there with Bobby Dalbec despite his struggles at the major league level. I think he's totally discouraged with his role on the team and what he could possibly be at the major league level. So I don't know. I think there's still some hope for Bob. It sucks that he had such a bad start, but it makes a lot of sense why the Red Sox made this move as quickly as they did. He just flat out was not giving the Red Sox a single ounce of competitive at-bats, and that's not going to work for this team, especially with Trevor Story going down. You need to find somewhere on this roster to get right-handed production outside of Tyler O'Neill, and it certainly was not going to be Bobby Dalbec, so they have to look and turn towards someone else. And the someone else that they did turn to is a guy by the name of Romy Gonzalez. Later last night, after the Bobby Dalbec news, it was announced that Romy Gonzalez will be the one who is joining the Boston Red Sox for their home opener. And like I said, Romy Gonzalez may just be the hottest hitter in the Red Sox farm system right now, because through 8 games in AAA, Romy has a 321 average, a 375 on base percentage, and an 821 slug, which is good for the 6th highest slug in the International League right now. And he has a 1.196 OPS, which is 10th in that league. He has 3 home runs, which is good for 3rd in that league, 10 RBIs for 5th, and 23 total bases, good for 6th in the league right now. He's also hitting at a pace of a 192 WRC plus, which is about 92% more productive at the plate right now than the average hitter in AAA baseball. Unfortunately, though, he doesn't have a ton of success at the major league level. In parts of 3 seasons in the big leagues, all with the Chicago White Sox, he is hitting a combined total of 222 with a 239 on base percentage and a 361 slug, which is good for just a 64 OPS plus, about 36% below league average production. I think the hope for the Red Sox with Romy at the plate is that they could take advantage of the hot bat while it lasts. Obviously, the overarching hope is that the Red Sox system, him being in here, adjusting some small things here and there, was able to fix his approach at the plate and make him an overall consistently better producer at the plate for the Boston Red Sox, but the chances of that are pretty slim. The goal here is to take advantage of the hot bat, get you some right-handed production, hopefully in the bottom half of this order, someone who could come off the bench and do something impactful for this team, or at the bare minimum, give this team competitive at-bats that they just simply weren't getting from the Bobby Dalbec roster spot. The other part of this, and one of the other reasons the Boston Red Sox probably decided to make this move, was because Romy Gonzalez is actually extremely versatile on the field. Throughout those 3 major league seasons, he spent a majority of the time at second base, where he was good for -1 defensive runs saved, which is just slightly below league average. It's not league average, but it's pretty dang close. He will be a fine second baseman defensively for the Boston Red Sox. He's not going to make the exciting electric plays, but he's going to be able to make the standard plays on the field. However, he also spent some time at shortstop, which I think is important to note, as with the Trevor Story injury and him being out for a long period of time, he spent some time at third base and at least one game in every outfield position on the field. Basically, he has played just about everywhere but first base and catcher. However, I am a little worried about his defense. There has been some overall struggles defensively. Like I said, he was below average at second base. He was average in terms of shortstop, but it was only in 6 games at the major league level. In the minor leagues, he did struggle quite a bit at the shortstop position. In AAA, over his career, he has 9 errors in just 38 games. That's not exactly a good sample size for what Romy could be defensively, at least at shortstop for the Boston Red Sox. But again, he doesn't have any errors at the major league level. It is a 6-game sample size, so maybe he just sort of turns it on when he gets to the majors. That could be a possibility, but I am still a bit nervous about what he's going to give us defensively. My guess is that the Red Sox probably use Romy Gonzalez in a very similar role to Bobby Dalbec here early in the season, as sort of that 1 to 2 ABs every other game or every once a week or something like that. Just someone who could come off the bench every once in a while and give you a right-handed at-bat that you need in certain situations, right? Whether it's a tough lefty pitcher on the mound, whether it's a lefty coming in later in games and you're down by a run, something like that is probably where you're going to see Romy Gonzalez. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't really see him on the field all that much. However, in my opinion, the most important part of all of this in terms of his defensive versatility is what it means for the rest of the roster. Trevor Story going down leaves the Red Sox in a really tough position, and it's a position where you're probably not going to be able to fill it with just one person. Not only can Romy Gonzalez play some shortstop if he needs to, which gives you a third option on this roster, but he could also platoon at second base, which allows Pablo Reyes to go from that utility type player to a everyday platoon shortstop, which again is going to be absolutely massive in the absence of Trevor Story. And I think, in my opinion, this is the biggest reason why the Red Sox decided to make this move. Bobby Dalbec had some defensive versatility. He could play first, third. He did have some time at shortstop. I think you all remember Bob Stop. He had some time in the outfield in the minor leagues, but he couldn't play second base, and Romy Gonzalez has more versatility than him defensively, which allows the Red Sox to put more focus into who they want consistently at shortstop, and it also allows the Red Sox to have a versatile sort of Swiss Army knife utility man in Romy Gonzalez that they had in Pablo Reyes, allowing Pablo Reyes to become more centralized at shortstop, which is going to be hugely important in terms of how the Red Sox move forward. So I think overall, when you're looking at this move in totality, there's a lot of reasons why this makes sense. You look at it from the offensive side of things, and Bobby Dalbec just flat out was not giving you competitive at-bats. For Romy Gonzalez to be successful in this role, at the bare minimum, all he has to give you is a competitive at-bat, right? Just put the ball in play, or at least see more than 3 or 4 pitches in at-bat, and he will be a productive member of this bench, which is probably a pretty low bar, but it's what the Red Sox are working with right now. And then from the defense side of things, it also really helps out this team as a whole. It allows you to put Romy Gonzalez as a platoon at second base, or even use him in the role that you would normally use Pablo Reyes, and allow the Red Sox to focus in on who they want to be their everyday shortstop, or at the bare minimum, who they want to split time with as their everyday shortstop. What this also does is it bridges the gap between Vaughn Grissom and Rob Refsnyder coming back and really starting to get some more consistently productive right-handed hitters into this lineup, right? Because the hope is that once Vaughn Grissom comes back, he will take over in sort of a everyday role somewhere within the Red Sox, and that bat will play in sort of the middle of the order. Rob Refsnyder, we know, can give you really productive right-handed at-bats. The bare minimum, he's going to see a lot of pitches, and he's going to absolutely crush left-handed hitters. Once you get those two back, you're going to be in a much better place, but until then, you're going to have to band-aid the right-hand side of this lineup and the middle infield of this team, and Romy Gonzalez really helps with that. And I think for me, that's the main reason why I really like this move. As much as I love Bobby Dalbec, he just flat out was not giving you a single bit of competition at the plate, and he just wasn't as versatile as Romy Gonzalez. So I hope this works out for Romy. I think think he deserves this chance up at the major league level, and I hope he could take advantage of it. At the bare minimum, I hope the Red Sox are able to catch lightning in a bottle for a couple of weeks until they can supplement this team with anyone else. So overall, when you're looking at this, yeah, I do like this move a lot. I think it makes a lot of sense for the Boston Red Sox. And what I most importantly love about this is it was proactive, right? They didn't wait and sit there and say, maybe Bobby Dahlbeck will turn it around. No, they said, okay, this isn't working. We need to get someone in here who's going to be more productive. And they went with the hottest hitter in the Red Sox farm system, which probably makes a lot of sense right now. So overall, I really like this move, but I want your opinion as well. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think about this? What do you think about the Red Sox optioning Bobby Dahlbeck and calling up Romy Gonzalez, one of the hottest hitters in the Red Sox system? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you wish they went with someone else? What is your opinion on the latest Red Sox roster move in the comment section down below? As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button. You made it to the end here. We talk Sox content almost every single day. You might as well hit that sub button. You also might as well hit that like button as well. Clearly enjoyed the video, and it helps every video out a ton. Also, don't forget, if you want it in podcast form, it is also available on Spotify as well. So head over to Spotify, look up Red Seat Radio, or click the link in the description down below. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.